Yo, what's up, buddies? You're watching MaddiE with MaddiE. I'm MaddiE Dawson. This is My View on Books, episode number 38. And it's gonna be a non fiction book today, as you can see, the background. It's a self help personality development book, and it's written by Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. That's what we're going to discuss in episode number 38 of My View on Books. So, this is not a storybook, but it's a very good book. And it's not like a law book. Just going by the title, don't think that it's a advocate or lawyer preparation book. It's just it's mostly related to war, but then it applies in nowadays world of today as well. And as in the title, the book contains 48 laws of power. Power is what I think the greatest what do you say wish or anybody, right? Money, sex, drugs, power. If you want anyone to choose between all these one, I think most of them would go with power. And this book describes, let me just check my sound. Yes, sound is good. So yeah, this book's basically outlines laws that will make you, if you follow it, it will make you powerful. And most of the laws I found it relatable to, it's not outdated. It's applicable even in today's world, especially the way the corporates and marketing companies design their ads, and the number of ad time, what do you say, duration of ad time getting increased in YouTube and all the free economics that is going around. A lot of things that you see around in today's world, you kind of relate to this 48 laws. So as you can see, the background has given you a sentence. It basically, each and every law is, it has given you in a sentence. So first law starts with never outshine the master. So that is simply what do you say, it's justified, right? So when you are learning from someone, when you have a master and when you're learning from someone, you have to respect the master, and at least in front of him you should never outshine the master. And you may be talented, you may become talented than the master himself or herself, but then either you have to get approval from him that you are more talented, or else you just have to do not outshine him in front of him. So yeah, these are the kind of laws. So especially one law, and I like the way the book is designed. You have like space here in the side, you can see, right? And then they have given short stories. This red text are like short stories related to that law, fables, kind of myths, mythological stories, children's stories. So all kind of stories are there. And the main text, black text, there are four categories. So one is transgression of the law, what happens if you don't follow the law, what are the consequences. And then historical case studies. So basically every law he gives a case study for both transgression, if you're not going to follow, what is going to happen, and then observance of the law. So if you follow, what good we will get. And for each and everything, so the transgression and the observance, he has given interpretation. I think you can see, right? Interpretation. So basically we are what do you say, we are looking at the case study, what happened, like the minister or courtier, what he has done to gain the favor of king or queen, and then what he did to wrong to take his life, like basically getting executed. So during those ages where it was dictatorship and empires were ruling the countries, these mattered a lot, and it's a matter of life and death decisions. The way you should behave and the way you should communicate with your fellow men and king and queen, and how you should strategize the war or treat your enemies. So all these mattered. I think most of the laws are related to that, how you deal, basically live your life, and be in a position where you save your life and also you have respect. And if you see here, one example, let's pick one law. Don't fill a great man shoots here. Oh, okay, my hand is not going there. Yeah. So it's basically, it's difficult, right? So from the sentence itself, you can make out, if you are filling a great man shoe, you are going to have to start with expectations. So let's say you're feeling your dad is a great guy, and then you are living up to his reputation itself will be difficult, but then you have to overshadow him, or make sure you are having more respect and power, or achievements than he did. It's going to be really difficult. So you can take the example of this banyan tree. So near banyan tree there are no other banyan trees. That's because banyan tree has its root in depth, and it's over a widespread area, so it makes sure that there are no other banyan trees nearby. So it's similar. It's a law of nature, right? So that's how the banyan tree system is designed. And similarly, if you're going to fill a great man shoe, it's going to be a really difficult job. You cannot overshadow him, first of all, and you can not even live up to his expectations. So to living up to his expectation, her expectations would be itself, be in itself difficult. And then think about overcoming and overperforming them. So that is one law, like what you should do. So try to form your own path, or try to make your own path. So if you are trying to fill other shoe, it's going to be difficult. Instead, you create your own shoe. That's what it says. And ignore what, there's one more, we can pick another one. Use the mirror effect. Yeah, you can see, right? So that's something applies even now, right? So even there's a research. I recently read a research that when you're texting, and if you kind of resonate what the other person is texting, like if he or she is sending emojis, and you don't really use emojis in chat, but then you also start using emojis in chat with this person, so they'll feel more relatable. Okay, this guy or this friend is very relatable, he's like similar to me. So that's a research done. So it's kind of mirror effect. So you can use the mirror effect to confuse your enemies. That's what people did back 200 300 centuries before, to confuse the enemies, create deceivement, and make sure you are setting a trap for the enemy, and then you capture him. So but right now it applies even then. And don't push too far in victory. The last column, I'm picking up another one. Don't push too far in victory. That is also very good. You should know when to stop. The greatest example would be Mahendra Singh Dhoni, my inspiration, the cricketer. So he knew, Kohli was becoming famous, and not only famous, he was becoming successful in Test cricket as captain, right? How first he quit captainship, because he was feeling so stressful. Being the captain of all three formats, 2020 or ODI and Test cricket. Hi, Muthu. I just saw you. Hi. So what he did, he realized that it's stressful. So 2013-14, he was in the peak of his career, almost like he has won all the three cups, two World Cups and then championship, and then he's feeling stressful of all the three formats captainship. So he decided, I'll quit Test cricket. Okay, and he quit Test cricket. So, and he still continued to be the captain of India in ODI and 2020 as well. But then Kohli became the captain of Test cricket, and then he was becoming popular and successful. He was becoming a very successful Test captain alongside Ganguly, Azharuddin, and all. So and then you see, after 2-3 years, Dhoni gave up the captainship of ODI in 2020 as well, and he was just a player in the team. So, and then after some time he quit. Without even a farewell match, he quit ODI cricket, international cricket, and he's now available only in IPL. So he knew when to stop, and he knew, he has done everything right. So he has done all the World Cups, and he know if it's becoming, before somebody comes and asks you to step down, it's better you step down. So I think he's one of the most intelligent person, if not cricketer, he's one of the most intelligent person. So he knew when to quit. So that is one law. Don't push too far in victory. You should know when you should stop, and that's enough for me. Right? And what about, there's so many, I could go on talking about. This book has changed my life. It's a huge book, and you can see it's around how many pages? 430 pages, and roughly one law will have around let's say 5 to 10 pages. And as I said, it has 4 major section: the transgression law of the law, what will happen if you don't follow the law, and observance of the law, what will happen if you follow the law, what goods you will get, and then reversal also, he says. how can you use this law in reverse? Like, if you, sometimes it's applicable, right? Sometimes if you, let's say it says you go from left to right, and for some people it would work, when they go from right to left. So it's, this reversal also is given as, reversal will be like, see, he has given short, like what happens, reversal, and should you follow it or not. And yeah, these are four major sections. So for each and every law, he has given at least one case study from the history. And I came to know about lot of personalities, how Portugal and Spanish were the dominant powers way back, 300 400 years before. So you get to know about history, politics, and personality. Napoleon, I've read more about Napoleon from this book actually, and a lot of political figures, and basically history, politics, and war strategies. So definitely you'll read about them in this book. So it's not just self-help or personality development book, but then it gives you a lot of information, historical fact-checked information. And yeah, studying it through the laws is interesting. So yeah, if you just read about some personality or history about a nation, it's different. But then when you read about some laws, okay, these are the laws you should follow to gain power in your field, wherever you are. You may be in school, college, or working somewhere, or in government office, or basically in military, or anywhere. I think most of the laws, out of 48 laws, I'm sure more than 20 laws will be applicable for you, even now, even in this world. And the way you see right nowadays, the corporates and marketing companies behave, I think still this law is being put to use. At least, most of them are very cunning laws, but then you should know the bad things also, right? So you can find out when somebody else is trying to use it. So this is a definitely a must read for students, children's, students, and yeah, adults. If you haven't read it till now, it's time, it's about time you have to purchase this book and start reading it. It becomes, it's very vital and critical information, and most of them are very what do you say, hard, like, you know metal. You should prove your metal, and it's not for the soft hearted. And as I said, so many historical information, political information, and it's basically you will get to know a lot of things that you haven't come across in your life. And that's why I think this book is worth reading. And I think I don't know, it's the kind of book where you want to keep it in front of your eyes always, and go back and revisit if you forget something. So I'm gonna try memorizing all the 48 laws. So all this one word or one sentence, right? So it's basically the law is basically one or two sentences. And yeah, I tried memorizing 5 6, but then I started reading all other laws. So I have to do that. Yes, that's a good exercise. I can do that. I will try memorizing 48 laws of power, and you guys just purchase it. It's available in Amazon, and I think hopefully it should be available in Kindle as well. And yes, if you could purchase it, do purchase it and read it. I recommend it for students, kids, adults, especially if you are feeling that the world is so hard to live, it's difficult to navigate in this world, then this is one book that would help you, not philosophically, but then with actual techniques and courage. It will give you courage at least. It basically, it's a set of rules, right? So if you try following one rule, if it works out for you, you're gonna be happy about it. So why not try it? It's not just a book to read, it's something that you should follow as well. And pick up one law which is relatable to you or applicable to you, and try following it in your life. I have found so many laws in this 48, not all 48, but then most of them is, I have seen it and I've experienced it. So if you recollect your life from the time you remember it, I'm sure you're going to be seeing some of the laws already. You would have experienced it. So it's just matter of reading and getting to it. So yeah, definitely read it. It's available on Amazon. And yes, it's a non-fiction book. It's not a story book. But then I told you, if you're a fan of personality development, self-help books, then this is one good book that you must read in your life. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you, Muthukumar, for the live chat. Thank you for dropping by. And yes, we'll catch up in another episode of myView Books, my view on books. Until then, you're watching MaddiE with MaddiE. I'm MaddiE Dawson. Bye-bye.